Now if you're switching between units and refrigerants, a lot of times I like to purge here as I'm putting the gauge on. I'll give you a quick little demonstration of that. Put our cap here. We'll hook our hose up, 2-finger rule. What I'll do is I'll leave this a little bit loose right here. Now as I open this valve, it'll push out any of the other refrigerant from another unit, any contamination, any air, whatever we have to worry about. It's called a purge. So I slowly tighten that up. Now we've purged that refrigerant out. You got to be very careful when you're doing that in the high side because that liquid refrigerant can burn you. What you can also do is you can purge it with the low side first. For example, I'm going to put my high side gauge on the low side first. I'm going to loosen this connection here. I'm going to slowly open this valve. I'm using low pressure vapor de minimis to purge the hose. I'm going to shut the valve off. Now the hoses are pure and clean. Now I can put my valve on the high side and I don't lose any liquid refrigerant. There's many different ways of doing it, but if you're switching between refrigerants, especially if you have a unit that's contaminated, it's very important to purge. Some people prefer to purge on every single call. That's going to be your choice, but you don't want to get into a habit of venting too much refrigerant. So very simple ways of purging your hoses, taking your hoses off and putting them back on without any loss. Again, when taking the gauges off, I do not like to bleed across the manifold set because there's too high of a risk of contamination. I like to take the high side off, put it back in the suction side. Lift the lines, all the refrigerant goes back into the system. So find somebody with an EPA card to practice with them first, or get your EPA card to practice that method down so that when you get to your first call and somebody's watching you, you're not nearly as nervous.